What is it that customers want? If you can answer this question, your problems are solved, because if you give customers exactly what they want, you would be in business for a very, very long time to come. Now, before we answer the question of what customers want, let's have a look at the types of customers. There are basically two. Firstly, there's the intermediate or trade customer, and then there's the end consumer. This is very true for many businesses. If you're a retail store, for instance, let's take Coca-Cola. Many people enjoy a good bottle of Coca-Cola or can of Coca-Cola, but Coca-Cola does not get any money from you. They get their monies from the retailer. You're the end consumer, but you're not the intermediate. In other words, it's the intermediate or the trade customer that pays Coca-Cola money and buys it, and they get their money from you. Although most of the advertising from Coca-Cola would be spent to attract you, the end consumer. Even in my job, it's very much the same. I give professional training for a living and consulting. It's very rare for me to be approached by the customer directly. Most of the times I'm approached by an intermediate, in other words, a training company or events company. They would sell, they would negotiate with the business, and then they would get me. I would be the third person here. So I deal with the consumer, I impress the consumer, but the money comes not from the consumer but from the training company who hires me. So it's important that you understand the difference between an intermediate trade customer or end consumer. Furthermore, if you want to know what customers want, then very clearly understand that customers are not dependent on us. No, we are dependent on them. They are the lifeblood of our business. Without them, we do not exist. They are not interrupting your work. They are the reason for your work. Neither are they outsiders. They are part of you. And you are certainly not doing them a favor. They are doing you a favor. It was the great Mahatma Gandhi who said, "Our customer is the most important person on our premises." Now, ultimately, your customer decides your mission. They sponsor your mission. How many times have I been in strategic sessions where senior management sit and think out a mission? You cannot do that. It's your customer who decides what your mission is. They are the ones who sponsor the mission, therefore they should decide what it is. In fact, if there are two entities in your organization that have two customers, then you've got split mission. They should have different missions. It's very much the case with support services, your HR and your finance and legal services. These people have internal customers where marketing, sales and production have external customers. Therefore, they cannot have the same mission. To understand who your customer is, which is a prerequisite for understanding what your customer wants, I've got this simple thing which I developed called the customer importance test. All you do is you remove a specific category or group of people and ask the question, do I still exist? If these people are removed from your system and you do not exist anymore, then definitely they are your customers. The greater the damage with the absence of this category or group, the higher their customer status. So take your company value, deduct your customer value, and look at the damage of the absence. How many times do we go to organizations and closed signs are put in our face, whereas managers are treated like gods? The question is, if I take your manager out of the equation, will you still exist? The answer is yes. If I take your customer out of the equation, will you still exist? The answer is no. Amazing how much time we spend on those who really don't matter and how little time we spend on those who do. To understand what customers want, we need to understand the keys to success in delivery. The first key is making people feel significant. And really, if you really think about it, this is what customers want. Customers want significance. In fact, any person wants significance. If you buy a car, it's because the car contributes to your significance. If you buy a screw to hang up a portrait on a wall, then that contributes to your significance. If you make people feel significant, it's likely, if they're interested in the product, that they will buy from you. Significance is probably the number one motivator in the world. Secondly, understand their needs and see their point. Do not sell technicality to a customer because they're not buying technicality. They're buying a need. You are satisfying a need. If you really understand the need, then you understand what they want. A person buying a car is not buying an engine. A person is buying an extension of him or herself. Or a person is buying something practical for their business. But you're not selling a car, you're satisfying a need. Lastly, make a good first impression. It's known that people buy from people whom they like. If somebody doesn't like you, they're not going to buy from you. The sales decision has probably been made long before the sale. There's internet, there's information. People make a decision at other places than on the business premises. Now, when you propose a specific value to a customer, that customer will evaluate the value which you propose in 3 categories, which is speed, cost, and quality. The value that they buy is defined by their subjective evaluation of how well a service meets or exceeds their expectations. Now, the thing with speed, cost, and quality, and this is a secret to customer relations and sales, is that a customer is always prepared to let go of one of these elements. They are prepared to let go of speed if it's going to be cheap and it's going to be high quality. So it's not going to cost much and the quality is high, then they would wait. But if it's going to cost a lot of money and the quality is quite high, they would want it fast. If the quality is low but it's cheap and you get it fast, you're prepared to let go of the quality. You also prepared to let go of the cost and pay a lot of money, if the speed, if it's quick and it's high quality. So one of these things are prepared to let. But if you give less than 2 of these, then you're going to have a problem. So customers prepared to compromise on speed, but then give them low cost, give them good quality. A customer is prepared to compromise on cost, but then give them high quality and make it quick. When a customer is prepared to compromise on quality, make it quick, make it cheap. As mentioned earlier, customers do not buy products, they satisfy their needs. Now, what you need to know is that when they satisfy needs, or when they buy this need satisfaction, what they want is customization, make it for them specifically. They want speed, make it quick. They want reliable, so give them brand. Give them something which they can trust. They want convenience, so make it close to their home, make it online. Make them not to stand in queues and wait for things and go from the blue office to the purple office and fill in incomprehensible long forms. And lastly, make it affordable. Do these things and give them their needs, which is what they ultimately buy. Now, I might not be able to tell you exactly what customers want, but what I can tell you is what to give them while they find what they want.